Welcome back to The Avenue, and I am so excited that you're here with me today. Thank you for coming back, and for all the new viewers, thank you for coming in and stopping by to see me. On this channel, we talk about real life, real money, and real wealth. And today, you're going to be glad you came because I'm going to go over that B word that everybody hates, budget. And I'm going to share with you the 3 budgets that actually work, that I know they actually work. If you work them, they will work for you. We're going to cut through all the fluff and all of that and get down to those 3 budgets that will work for you. So stay tuned.
She's a go-getter, all right. What a beautiful sight. Anything she sets her mind to, she stays on it day and night. She writes the checks, she signs the deeds. She plants the fruitful seeds and still finds the time to meet all her family needs.
Now, we all know the purpose of a budget is to actually help you track your money, for you to tell your money where to go and before it just goes somewhere and you don't know where it went. So budgets are vitally important so you will know exactly where your money is going, how it's working for you, how it's working against you. And so with a budget, it can help you in just all areas of life and your spending habits, your family, and everything like that. It's vitally important. So budgets, sometimes they don't work for people because they may be a little complicated or they just don't fit your lifestyle or don't speak to the plans that you want to do. You stick with one budget or you go with a budget that, somebody says, well, this is the best one in the world. You go with that one and it's just not really fitting into what you want to do. It may be too time consuming, but I have 3 different choices that can help you regardless of where you're at. And we're going to jump right into those right now because I want you to select one of them if you don't have a budget already. I'll tell you the one that I'm using and let's go for it. First budget up is a zero-based budget. This budget normally, this is the one I use and I use it for on a spreadsheet. I have an Excel spreadsheet. There are apps that you can use to go with this budget, but a zero-based budget basically is assigning every single dollar an assignment. So all your dollars have marching orders before you actually get your check in for that month. So whatever it is you're making, $300, $400, $500 to thousands of dollars a month, then you will have that assigned to do something. So you would go through, figure out how much you're bringing in a month, then you would figure up how much you're spending on expenses. So some expenses are expenses that are variable and some are constant. You pay the same amount every month. Some are variable. They may go up and down, such as utility bills each and every month. But you know exactly how much money you have going out every month. For the money that you may have extra left over, and hopefully you do, you can put that into savings. You can put it into investment. And so that you won't get so burnt out on this particular budget, have a little fun money. I always capture a little bit of money, even if it's $20 a month that I can have in my pocket, that I can do whatever I want to do with it and not feel guilty about it. This is guiltless spending, but it gives you something so that you won't think that you're working just to pay bills all the time or just to invest all the time or just to save and you never get to do anything. This will give you a little, and it could be $50 a month. It could be $100 a month. Whatever you want to have that left over, as long as you get all of the necessary bills, necessary expenses taken care of for the month, and you're not robbing from Peter to pay Paul. So this is a very detailed budget. So, but it's one of the better budgets that I could recommend you actually having, because every month, I've been using this budget for a while, and every month I can go back years and years and years, 10 years. I can tell you what I was paying for utilities. I can tell you what I was spending on groceries. I can tell you all of that because I have it on spreadsheets. I keep them. And from year to year to year, I know how much I have to go up because things are going up, you guys. Inflation is getting higher. It's not getting lower. From insurance payments to everything else, it's getting higher. And once it gets to a certain point, I may make a decision. Maybe I need to change insurance companies. Maybe I need to start buying at a different grocery store, anything like that. So, but it helps you know exactly where your money is going. Plus, if I want to put more into savings, I can see where can I save where can I cut back on to put more money, move it from that category to another category and save a little bit more. Some people don't like the zero balance budget because it is very detailed. And if you want to know more about your finances, I would try this one to see if you like it, because it's detailed. You know exactly where everything is going, and there's no question, and you can go back months, years, and just answer whatever questions that you may have, but you would know it for yourself. So the zero balance budget is one of the budgets that I know works for sure. Next budget up that works 100% of the time is the envelope method. So this budget, I think people used to use back in the day when they didn't have checking account and savings accounts. They would get the money, go cash the checks, and you would put the money into envelopes. So this is the way it works. You go cash your check, get cash. You have envelopes with labels on them: groceries, utilities, car gas, other bills, Visa, MasterCard, whatever it is that you have to pay every month. You put that amount in there that you know you're going to pay and that you owe in those envelopes. And once the money is spent, like on groceries, guess what? You don't have any more money to buy groceries because the envelope is empty. Once the money is spent on gas, you don't have any money to buy any more gas because the envelope is empty. So you know exactly how much you have in each of the envelopes to spend. Now, if you have some extra left over, let's say you had $200 for food and you didn't spend $200, you actually took some coupons in, or you bought some things or didn't buy some things and you only spent $175, you have $25 left. What do you do with the $25? Well, is there something else in those envelopes that you may need that money for, that you know, maybe you spent more on gas or you need a little more gas? You can move it to the next envelope, but make sure you've closed out that month. You're not going to buy anything else with that money. In this envelope system too, you can have an envelope for fun money or get less spending. You can always have that category in any of these budgets. But just know, once the money is gone in that category, that's it. If you have a clothing category of $100 and you spend it and it's gone, which means you can't go buy a pair of shoes for $125 when all you've allotted for the month is $100. So keep that in mind too. Keep these envelopes and you can use them over and over and over. You will never spend more than you have, because once the money's gone, there is no more money to spend, right? So this is a very strict budget that you can have yourself on, but you can come out smelling like a rose because you're not going to overspend in any of the categories unless you're moving money from somewhere else over to that category. And I would be very careful about that, because the next month you may want to adjust to move the money, you know, in the right category or make the right amount in that right category. As groceries go up, you may need to cut back on something else, clothing or gas or something else, the internet. Sometimes we need to let the internet go because we can't afford the internet. There's not enough money to go in those other envelopes. But it is cash-based system that you put that cash in the envelope that is titled whatever it's titled, and that's the money you use. You take that grocery store envelope to the grocery store only, because that's all you have. And if you need to take a calculator or whatever it is you need to calculate before you get to the cash register, or if you're watching her and it gets to a certain amount and that's it, you tell her to cut it off, because that's all the money you have. You hand her the cash and that's the groceries for the month. So this is a budget system that actually works. Now, before you beat me up too much, hit that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as I'm bringing it to you. Guys, I'm trying to be helpful only, and we need this help. I've been using budgets for a long time. It's only helped me. If we plan out trips the way we plan out trips, we plan out Christmas, we plan out all these other holidays, we can take a little bit of time to plan our budget for the month. It's that important. If it's not that important to you, you know, whatever happens, happens. But it should be important to you, because everything that's important to you, money touches. So just think about that. If it's something that you need done or something you want to do, you're probably going to have to spend some money on it. So that's how important it is. And you can get these things done if you do the right thing by your money. Sometimes we go off and just buy spontaneously that we've not planned for, and then we get home and then we regret that we made that purchase. We don't want to do that. We want to discontinue doing that, right? So with that said, I'll bring you the last budget that I know that works. But share this out, make a comment. What budget do you use? I'd love to know which budget you use. You know which one I use and been using for years. Tell me which one you like to use. I got one more to go. All right, this last one kind of flips things around, and it is the pay yourself first budget. What do I mean by this? We always say pay yourself first, pay yourself first. Well, what is that all about? When I was working my 9 to 5, I did pay myself first. First of all, before I even got my check, money was coming out for my 401k fund, my retirement fund. So that was taken care of, and I was paying myself first before I even saw the money, because if I don't see it, guess what? I don't have to make a decision on how to spend it. After that, whatever savings that I was going to have outside of the company, money was coming out for that also. Paying yourself first system is you actually take the money for investing, savings, retirement accounts, all of that out front. You're paying yourself first. Whatever you have left over is what you spend on expenses. Now, you need to make sure in this system that you have enough money for expenses taken out, right? So make sure you're making enough that you can pay yourself whatever it is you want to pay yourself in your savings account, in your investments account, retirement account, and then what you have left over, you can put on expenses, and you can use, whatever kind of budget you want to use for expenses, but you won't have to have a line item for savings or investments or anything in that particular budget because it's for expenses only. You're living off of that money. And the good thing about this budget is that you don't see the money that you thought you had. You don't even see it. So you learn to live off of what you have coming into your household that you can actually spend. But you're also gaining wealth because you've already taken care of you first, right? And then you take care of the other things that you have out there. So, but like I said, for this budget, you need to be making enough money that you can actually do that. And even if you put $10, $50 by paying yourself first and live off the rest, that's better than trying to figure out, I have all these expenses and then what am I going to have left over to do whatever. You'll learn to control your expenses. And as raises come, you can just put some of that or the majority of those raises over into the pay yourself first instead of putting them to what's coming to me to spend, and you won't have lifestyle creep either. So this is a good budget for that. I highly recommend paying yourself first if you make enough money to do so, but it's a great budget. All three of these budgets work, you guys. You just have to pick which one that works for you. And get out of your mind that budgeting is a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. It's probably one of the best things that you can do for yourself going into 2026 because things will become better. If you did not have a Christmas fund or a Christmas budget, that's a good thing to think about, the Christmas fund. So next time Christmas rolls around, you will have that money or a holiday fund, vacation fund, whatever it is. But you can put these into these budgets, even the envelope budget. You can have a vacation amount of envelope that you would put $20, $50 a month into that vacation envelope. And you do not take that money out because it's labeled vacation. If you want to buy a home in that envelope method, you can have a home envelope that you put $50 a month, $100 a month into that home envelope. You do not take that money out because it's for a home. Unless you're spending it on a home, you don't touch that money. And it's just that simple. But you have to be true to yourself and make sure these budgets actually work for you. But these budgets, all of them can work. But which one is the best budget for you? That's what you need to decide, and only you can decide your lifestyle. If you don't want to be too detailed, if you do want to be detailed, if you want to write down everything, if you want to use apps on your phone, there are apps out there with these budgets that you can use. If you want to use a spreadsheet, I use an Excel spreadsheet. I put my categories down and use a spreadsheet. It works for me. It's been working. I set it out. It's already set out in October. I set my budget out and set my amounts that I'm expecting to spend. And then as you go along, you can adjust. In any of these budgets, you can also adjust, and make sure you're adjusting as prices go up, as inflation goes up, as if you want to put more towards investing, if you want to put more towards vacation or whatever it is, make the adjustments. It's not saying that you can never adjust, but just know what the adjustment is, why you're adjusting, so that at the end of the year or as the year goes through, you can see how your money is building, how you're not having issues, how you're not having problems paying bills or anything, because you have the money allocated to do the right thing with, okay? And so there you have it. Budget is not bad. Budget is good. It's for you. And just pick which one you want to use, or let me know if there's another method that you use. I would be interested in hearing about it. Make a comment below. And with that, I will see you in the next video.